Awesome. Welcome to your Tuesday night edition of Mindful Movement Yoga with the Collegiate Recovery Community and Student Nutrition Services. I'm Melissa. I'll be guiding you through this practice today. Sidebar, we are looking for volunteers for a study on the effects of mindful movement yoga and nutrition counseling on relationship with food. If you would like to learn more about that study, we will paste the link in the replay. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat, whether that is on the ground or on a chair. So if you want a little bit more back support, go ahead and find yourself in the chair. Sometimes that's really nice. If you're like, I'm done with the chair today, I've been in it all day, that's cool too. So whatever your comfort is. We're gonna do something called a candle breath. And so you'll just take your candle, okay? You'll squeeze your candle like you're squeezing the wax, and then when you open it, you'll put pursed lips. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, blow out the candle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue this on your own breath, on your own movement. Just connecting with the small movement of creating and baking the candle and then blowing it out. And as you breathe, think about a word. Something to guide you through this practice today, something that you want to get out of practice today. That can be clarity, compassion, strength, peace. Maybe it's just awareness. So think about what your word is going to be to ground you, to guide you, to lead you. Because ultimately you are the teacher, I am the guide. We're listening to what our body presents. So as soon as you have that word, think about how it can carry you, how it can move you, how it can help you work through your foundation, and how it can help you press through your boundaries. Go ahead and bring your hands into prayer at heart center and just imagine that word in your mind, setting your intention for the day. We'll take a cleansing breath to seal that intention. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. We will come into a seated cat-cow. So whether that's in the chair or on the ground. So you'll just open your arms and you'll really bring your arch in your back and bring your tailbone towards the back wall. And then this is your inhale, and then we exhale. You'll give yourself a nice little bear hug, and you'll make a C, a nice C shape with your spine, and press your spine to the back wall. Inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, giving yourself some love. Inhale, opening up to possibilities. Exhale, bringing in the opportunity. Inhale, open. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, give yourself a nice little hug. Beautiful. Now on for a figure 4. So if you were on a chair, just crossing your, let me mirror you, your right foot over the left, and then coming into a little bit of a forward fold, keeping your spine long from the crown of the head to the tailbone. If you were sitting on the ground, you can place your right foot over your left, and then slowly bring your left knee in to the own degree, and maybe come into a rocking from side to side. So whatever feels good for you. again, utilizing the word, right, to drive our practice. If it's resilience, how are we going to be resilient? If it's compassion, how are we going to have compassion for ourselves right now? Strength, peace. Go ahead and come back to stillness. If you are on the ground, straighten your left leg before you uncross. And then we'll switch to the other side. So again, crossing the leg and then sliding it up, sliding your heel towards your body, and then maybe rocking from side to side. And then again, if you were on the chair, crossing your left leg over the right, having a nice tall spine, and then leaning forward and breathing, always breathing. So maybe like a nice count of 4 inhale, and a nice count of 4 exhale. Breathing into the tight areas, creating space with the breath. And then eventually we find some stillness. And then slowly release. Again, straightening the bottom leg before we uncross and shaking it out. And then we'll find a seated twist. So we'll twist towards the right first. So inhaling, our arms up high. And as you exhale, place your left hand on your thigh and then give yourself a little bit of a twist. So you can grab onto the back of the chair. If you are sitting on the ground, maybe coming into a cross-legged. So you can place one hand on the thigh and then ground the other hand next to your sit bones and using that as leverage to twist towards the right. With every inhale, we find some length. With every exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, twist a little deeper. One more time. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, release, come back to center. And we'll go, just take a pause. Sometimes it's nice to pause and just notice any shifts. And I know like we're dying to get to the other side because our body feels uneven, but that's okay. Notice that awkwardness and that discomfort and just be okay with it. We don't need to change it. We just are recognizing what's going on in our bodies. And now inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, twisting to the other side. So if you're on the ground, right hand to left thigh, left hand behind the sit bone, and then extending the crown of the head towards the sky before we twist a little deeper. Grounding down evenly between both sit bones, right? So we're not letting our right hip lift, but we're really grounding down and then finding length through the crown of the head. Nice long inhales. Nice full exhales. Take one more inhale. Exhale, unwind. Come back to that body scan. Notice what's going on here. How does your body feel different than the last pause? And then we'll come into a side stretch. So taking the left hand up by the ear and then stretching over towards the right. So you can drop your right hand down towards the ground if you're in a chair. Maybe grabbing onto the side of the chair or reaching your hand towards the ground and then making sure that we're not rolling our shoulder over. See that you can bring your shoulder back so they're stacked. Nice adjustments, y'all. Inhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Release the hand by the come to the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lengthen before we curve our upper torso. Nice, y'all. And then M, if you can take your hand and then flip it so your pinky is facing. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Grounding down through both sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, release. Nice. Just take a moment. Scan the body. How does it feel now? Come back to your word. Come back to your intention. How are we going to use it to ground us for the rest of class? Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Go ahead and come to a standing position. Whatever's comfortable for you. Let's just find just like some easy movement. Just rocking side to side, or maybe swaying from side to side, just like letting your body go loose like noodles, or a balloon blowing in the air. You know, sometimes we don't realize how tight we are until we start moving. Just like let it all go, let out any nervous energy, just like work it out of your body. Come to standing at attention in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to attention. Nice, y'all. So we'll inhale to mountain pose. So arms reach up towards the sky. Palms are facing towards each other. Pinkies face towards the front of the room. And then as we reach tall towards the sky, we press down through our feet. So we're grounding down through the feet like roots growing into the ground, and then reaching tall to the sky. So we're like a tree, we're rooted and we're reaching, right? Growing. And as we press down into the ground, it helps us to grow taller and to reach higher. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we'll T-twist over to the right. So our right hand will come behind, our left hand will come in front. We're turning towards, yes, you've got it, beautiful. Inhale back to center, come to mountain. Exhale, open it up, T-twist to the left. So left arm behind, right arm in front. Inhale back to center. This time we're going to exhale, we're going to cactus our arms, open up the heart space, almost like in cat-cow. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, T-twist to the right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, T-twist to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice cleansing breath here. Inhale. Let it fall, let something go. Beautiful, y'all. Okay, so this is going to be another breath work. Yeah, okay. I'm going to pull down my mask, but you're going to want to do, I guess, raspberries is what we call it, like, right? Do we call that raspberries? She's like, no, we don't call it that. I call it raspberries. So you'll make your raspberries. So you'll reach your arms up to the sky, and then you'll go, and just let your arms fall. So we're like blowing up a big balloon, and then letting everything out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach for something you don't want. Exhale, let it go to the ground. Right? We're letting it go from our bodies, letting it go. Inhale, reach, grab something. Exhale, let it go. 2 more times. Inhale and reach. Exhale, let it go. Last time. Inhale and reach. Exhale, let it go. Nice, like a deflated balloon. Nice job. We'll come into our chair pose next. So, feet can be whatever width, as long as they're not wider than hips. We want them either underneath you or together, but it's slightly separated, kind of feels nice on the lower back. We'll sit back into our imaginary chair. Hands can be on our hips, they can be at heart center. If you want the more traditional pose, it's going to be up towards the sky. Whatever's comfortable for you. I kind of like my hands at heart center. But either way, our weight is in our heels. Our tailbone is heavy, like sand in your back pocket. So we're not like in our cat pose or cow pose where we're super arching our back or under tucking. Everything's nice and neutral, right? Nice neutral spine. Okay? This time we'll inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down by your hips. See if you can lift your pinkies behind you. Beautiful. Inhale, up towards the sky. Exhale, pinkies behind you. Nice. This time add the lift, so lift up. Exhale, pinkies behind you. Come into your bend. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pinkies behind you. Really lift your pinkies high. Inhale, maybe this time you go up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, up onto tippy toes. Exhale, release. Last time. Inhale, up on the tippy toes. This time we'll hold. Exhale, release, and hold. Option to stay here, or option to maybe challenge yourself by coming into what's called diver's pose by lifting your heels off the ground. Nice, y'all. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, come to standing at attention. Yeah, shake it out. Ooh. Yeah, shake it out. Beautiful, y'all. Okay. We're going to come into our warrior 2 stance. So from our mats, coming into a nice wide stance, and let's turn towards the curtains first. So right foot turns towards the curtain, and then you're sink into your right knee. Yes, beautiful. And then make sure that your knee is not like so much that it's going over your toe. See if you can move it back a little bit so it's right underneath your ankle. Yes, yes, nice adjustments. And you can always toe heel your back foot wider if you need it. Beautiful. Nice job. Press down into the ground. Come back to your word. How can you utilize that word in this pose? How can it build a foundation? All right, something a little different. We're going to come into what's called rainbow. You're going to shift your weight onto your left leg. It's almost like a mini side lunge. So reaching our left hand up towards the sky, right hand comes to heart. Beautiful. Inhale, switch it back to warrior 2. Beautiful, taking another inhale. Exhale, rainbow pose. Inhale, warrior 2. One more time. Exhale, rainbow pose. Inhale, warrior 2. I know, super awkward. Inhale, star. Exhale, hands to heart center. take that pause, scan your body. What's going on? What things are bubbling up? Knowing that you don't have to change them. You don't have to do anything. What thoughts are there? Let them be. Take a nice inhale. Then let everything go. Nice, y'all. We'll do that on the other side. So we'll do turn your left foot towards the side wall, bending into your left knee. And then for those who are joining us online, you do have the option to do a warrior two in the chair for support, right? So again, thinking about grounding, thinking about our foundation, and then take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, come into your rainbow pose. Nice, and then we'll shift our weight. Yeah, you got it. And then if you're in your chair, you'll just shift your weight. So we're just shifting our weight. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, shift the weight to a rainbow. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, shift the weight to a rainbow. Last time. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, shift the weight to rainbow. Nice, y'all. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Yeah, you never thought that you can shift your weight, be able to pivot that fast. That's good. Okay. Wide leg forward fold. A couple of options for this. The chair is a nice one. So you can place your chair onto your mat, and it can be in front of you or side of you. You can place one hand on top of the other and just bring your forehead down. Again, finding that length, right, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, pointing the tailbone back towards the back wall. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can turn the chair around and maybe come down onto the elbows, or you can come down onto the forehead. This one's my favorite one because then you can kind of get that connection with your forehead grounding, with your feet grounding, and your hands grounding. And you kind of get that hip over heart action. This is honestly like one of my favorite ones, especially when you're stressed and you need to slow it down. So coming back to those deep inhales and nice full exhales. Coming back to your word. And if you feel like you need a little bit of movement, you can sway your hips from side to side. You can rock yourself from your toes onto your heels and just notice like what's happening. You can bend one knee and then the other and just notice the sensations and the shifts. Always remembering the breath. Always coming back to our intention and using that as the driving force. And then we'll take maybe about 3 more breaths here. Releasing the jaw, releasing expectations. And then as you inhale, slowly help yourself up, utilizing the chair with a flat back, coming all the way back up, maybe toe-heeling the feet together, and then coming to a stand. Nice, y'all. Awesome. Balancing pose. Option with the chair. This is just going to be, this is mindfulness yoga is where this pose came from. There's really no actual word for it. It's just a balancing pose but you can use the back of your chair as an anchor. And so our toes will be facing the front, rooting down into the ground, thinking about that tree, right? Rooted, reaching through the crown of the head. And you're just gonna shift your weight onto your left leg and then begin to lift the right leg beside you. Arms can come into a T, or they can come into a 1. They can come into a hip. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Taking a notice. What's going on? How's your balance? What shifted? And then letting it all go. And then either walking around to the other side, you can flip yourself if that feels okay, or you can take your chair, pop it to the other side of your mat. Whatever you want to do is cool. And then we'll hit the other side. Toes face directly in front of you. Shift your weight onto the right leg, and then begin to lift the left. Maybe arms come into a T, maybe utilizing that chair, just depending on where we're at with our balance. Knowing that it's different every day, and that's okay. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, y'all. Shake it out, let it go. Perfect. Okay. Downward facing dog. I'll show you the chair version first. Because as you know, I freaking love my chair. It is amazing. So a couple variations, you can use the back of your chair, right? And just come into, it's almost like a wide leg, but we're bringing our hands out, right? This is the same, this is the shape, regardless if we're on the ground or we're not. So here's one variation. The other variation is to get a little bit lower, right? And then the variation on the ground is to come onto your tabletop. So shoulders stack on top of hips, wrists parallel to the top of the back, knees slightly separated. You'll tuck your toes under and then send your hips up towards the sky as you press the floor away. And maybe pedal out your feet, pressing down into the index finger and the thumb. Everyone make their way down to the tabletop position. You're good. Perfect. Awesome. And then let's do a cat-cow here. So as we inhale, we'll drop our belly, hug our shoulder blades together, look up. Exhale, press the floor away, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cow. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cow. Inhale to cow. Last one. Exhale to cow. Inhale to a neutral spine. Coming down into child's pose next. So with the chair, I'll show you the chair variation first. Just utilizing the chair to ground down and releasing the forehead onto the chair. Onto the ground, sitting back onto the heels, stretching the arms out long and releasing the forehead to the ground. Just slowing down the breath with some nice long inhales. Nice, full exhales. Coming back to your word. Coming back to your intention. And how are you going to utilize that word in the next 20 minutes for the rest of the day? As you know, words can define our experiences. They shape us in processes. There's power in words, there's beauty in words, there's grace in words. We can use this word as a warrior cry to help us in our battles. We can use this word as a lantern to light our path. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Inhale, come back to your tabletop position. And then come to standing on the knees. We'll come into if you have sensitive knees, let's do a caveat here. If you have sensitive knees, go ahead and fold your mat in half so you can release your knees onto that. We'll come into our runner's lunge by stepping our right foot forward. Nice, y'all. And then you can place your hands onto your thighs and lean forward, or you can place your hand down onto the ground. It just depends on what works for you. And then if your heel is lifting off the ground, see if you can shift your foot forward a little bit to give your knee a little bit of room. Nice adjustments, y'all. Nice adjustments. Okay, option to add a twist here, either by taking your hand onto your hip and twisting towards the right, or maybe we reach our hand up towards the sky, whatever feels right for you. You can also come into a prayer twist by bringing your hands into prayer and hooking your elbow onto the outside of your thigh. Just depending, again, on what is best for you. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, unwind. Go ahead and step your foot back. And we'll repeat the other side. Big step to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Coming into your lunge. It doesn't have to be the same on this side. We are different on each side, so do what is calling to you. Maybe planting a hand to the ground. And then inching up your foot if you need space for the forward movement. Again, option to come into your twist by placing your hand on your hip, or maybe reaching your hand up to the sky, or coming into that prayer twist where hands come into prayer, hooks to the outside of the thigh, and using that as leverage. Nice options, y'all. Everyone looks really good. So if your mat was folded, go ahead and extend it. You can keep your chair kind of close if you want to use it for Shavasana. We're not getting there quite yet, but slowly working our way onto our backs. We'll go into a bridge pose. So with our feet flat on the ground, knees facing towards the sky, toes facing straight in front of you. So we're not duck-toed, pigeon-toed, everything's nice and straight. Hands down by the side, and as you inhale, press your feet into the ground, lift your hips up high, hold here and breathe. Rock and roll, tuck your shoulder blades under, and maybe grab the outer edge of the mat. Or if you have the space, interlace your fingers underneath your sit bones and press the tops of your arms into the ground, helping you to lift. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly release one vertebrae at a time. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. We're going to do that one more time. And this time I'm going to watch. So knees straight in front. Inhale, press your feet into the ground, lift up high. Nice, y'all. Go ahead and rock and roll. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, maybe grabbing onto the outer edges of the mat or interlacing your fingers underneath you. See if you can engage your upper legs to help with your lift. Press into the mat like you're trying to slide your head off the mat. Yes, that's a good adjustment. See, take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone is the last thing to fall. Then windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Very nice. We'll do a figure 4 on our backs. So as we inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, figure 4. Go ahead and grab underneath your left thigh, and then bring your thigh towards your chest. Maybe rocking your thigh in circles or from side to side. And just notice how this figure 4 might feel different, might feel the same. Knowing that we don't have to change anything. We're just noticing sensations here. Take a nice inhale. Find some stillness. Exhale, release your foot down to the ground. Inhale, right leg up high. Grab underneath your thigh, maybe your calf, or maybe your ankle. Knee can be as bent as you want it to be, and then make small circles with your foot. Flex your toes towards your shins and see if you can draw a circle on to the wall or to the ceiling. And then when you're ready, reverse those circles. And then we'll find some stillness. Holding here as you inhale, bring your forehead up. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Release your foot all the way to the ground, slow like molasses. Watch it fall slowly onto the ground. Extend your left leg out long. Notice the difference between the right and the left leg. And again, not needing to change it, but just noticing. If one feels longer or lower. Go ahead and place your feet flat on the ground. We'll do figure 4 on the other side. Toes face the front. Inhale, reach your left leg tall. Exhale, figure 4. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath your thigh and bring your thigh close to towards your chest. And then again, we into hip circles, knowing that whatever option you choose is the right option because it's something that you chose. That's something that's right for you. Your right foot to the ground. Inhale, extend through your left leg. Grab underneath your thigh, your calf, maybe your ankle, and then make those circles. Right? Drawing the circles onto the wall or onto the ceiling. Flexing your toes towards your shins, energizing through our heel. And there's a piece of chalk. And we're drawing a circle. Ready to reverse the circles. Remember to breathe. And then we find some stillness. As you inhale, bring your forehead close to your knee and continue to breathe, but we're just gonna hold for 5, 4, 2, and 1. Slowly release your head, slowly release your leg. Slow like honey, all the way to the ground. Sometimes the ground feels a lot further away than it actually is. And then extend the right leg, and we'll come back to that body scan and just take note of what's going on. How do your legs feel now? Do they feel even? Do they feel longer? Do they feel heavier, lighter? Just invite that in. And then we'll inhale our knees into our chest. Rock from side to side. Just massage out your lower back. Be like, yes, thank you, body. Thank you for carrying me all day. Thank you for doing yoga. Take an inhale. As you exhale, release your knees over to the right. And then open up your arms like a T. So see if you can release your left shoulder onto the ground. Coming back to our word, using that as grounding. See if you can find some softness with every exhale. So release. Side to side, massaging out the lower back, thanking our bodies for being here, for doing all the incredible things that they can do, for just breathing, right? It's a miracle. Take another inhale. Exhale, release your knees over to the left. Tee off your arms. Your right shoulder into the mat. Relax your jaw. Maybe relax your gaze. Coming back to your word, letting it root you into this pose. Let it ground you, let it carry you, let it serve you. Shavasana. So if you would like to place your legs on the chair for astronaut's pose, you can feel free to do that. If you want a little bit more of a different variation, you could extend your legs out the length of the mat, as long as it's comfortable for you in your body. And then we'll come back to a little bit of breath work. So we'll do what's called box breathing. So we'll inhale for the count of 4. We'll hold for the count of 4. And then exhale for the count of 4. Hold for the count of 4, right? So everything's a 4-count breath. So I'll guide you through this. So we'll inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. On your own, go ahead and guide yourself a few rounds. And when you feel like you've had enough, feel free to go back to your regular breathing. Already back into your normal breathing, go ahead and release the breath. Fall back to your normal breathing pattern. Come back to your word and repeat your word in your mind. So whether it's peace, compassion, strength, resilience, whatever your word is that you picked at the beginning of class, repeat that in your mind. Let that be your lighthouse. Let that be your anchor for this moment. And we'll hold here for a moment or two of silence, and I will guide you out of this pose when it is time. Breath. Bring some awareness in your fingers and your toes. Maybe rock your head from side to side. Maybe stretch your arms out long if you just woke up from refreshing sleep with more strength and space. option to stay here on your backs or option to roll over onto your favorite side and curl up into a ball using your bicep as a pillow. Either way, we'll take a moment to transition, noticing what we learned about ourselves today, noticing how we let that word carry us, and how we can utilize that word for the rest of the week, the rest of the month. How we can be our own cheerleaders, our own strength. When you're ready, go ahead and press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Stacking one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. Taking a moment to thank yourself for carving out this space, for being here, for connecting with mind, body, breath. And as a collected community, we'll finish our practice with a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Thank you so much for practicing with us this afternoon. Come back next month. If you want pin credit, you'll just scan the QR code on your way out, and that will input you to get you credit. If you're watching us live, we will put the pin in the replay, so hang tight. Comments, questions, concerns, let us know. Joe, do you want to talk about CRC?
So the CRC is the Collegiate Recovery Community. We have weekly and monthly events like this yoga practice that we partner with nutrition services, but we also have recovery meetings that happen Tuesday through Thursday at 12:30, Wednesday at 5, and Friday at 5. And we'd love to have you come out and support your recovery with us.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, y'all. I hope